One of the great things about LogicMonitor is its built-in predefined alert thresholds for data center objects, such as this one for a NetApp latency on writing to a volume. But not every alert is appropriate for all deployments. Luckily, LogicMonitor makes it easy to tune your alerts globally, per group, per host, or per instance. To tune a volume alert, click the tool icon next to the instance, click Manage Alerts and Thresholds. In the dialog box that pops up, you can disable all alerts, disable monitoring for the instance, you can see the default thresholds applied globally, and you can tune the thresholds applied on this particular volume. You can also turn off individual alert points. To override the global threshold, simply type in new warning, error, and critical thresholds, or turn off a specific alert. Click Submit, and that new alert is in effect. If you've disabled any of the alerts, you'll note an asterisk next to the object, which when moused over will tell you that some alerts have been disabled. In order to manage alerting for many volumes or other type of instances at once, click the tool icon next to the data source and select Manage Instances and Alerting. There you'll see a list of all the instances and be able to disable alerting for them or clear the Enable checkbox, which will turn them off entirely from monitoring and hide them in the UI. You can also set alert thresholds on the group level. To do so, click the group in the storage tree, select the tool icon next to the data source for which you wish to set thresholds. So in order to set thresholds for all NetApps within this group, for the volume performance data source, click the tool icon next to the volume performance data source and select Manage Alerts and Thresholds. Here you can override the threshold applied globally, or again, turn off specific alerts by clearing the Enable Alert checkbox. Another useful feature is the ability to disable all discovery and monitoring of a data source for all members of a host group. For instance, to disable HTTPS monitoring for all servers in the storage group, click the tool next to the HTTPS data source and select Disable Data Sources on Group. This will hide this data source from within the UI on all members of that group, while stopping discovering, monitoring, and alerting of that data source for group members. As well as adjusting thresholds at the instance and group level, you can of course adjust them at the global level. The easiest way is to find a host with the data source you wish to adjust. Click the tool next to the data source and select Edit Data Source Definition. Scroll down to the data points section where the thresholds are defined. Over in the Alert Thresholds column, you can see the global threshold that's applied to all hosts, where you can either change the threshold, add different thresholds, or if you want to turn off alerting for this data point, simply delete the threshold altogether. Click Submit, and you're done. The one other place to turn on and off alerting is you can turn on alerting or turn off alerting for an entire host by editing the host and clearing or checking the Alert Enable checkbox. And you may do the same thing for all members of a group by editing the group and clearing the Alert Enable checkbox. That will turn off all alerting for all hosts within that group.